Hi everyone, we're ROMbi, and today we're going to be reviewing the new weapons that came out recently.
The Floral Weapons?
So first off, we have the sword.
According to Famitsu, it's an S plus rank, and according to GameWith, it's an S rank.
So here are the weapon skills available. The weapon skill will recover the hit points of both yourself and your allies. It will cost you 37 SP, so it is a little bit costly, but it's pretty useful because just healing skills in general on weapons are really good.
And especially since the only fencer that can heal is Sophie right now.
Yeah.
And this will let every fencer heal.
Yeah. Well, Charlotte has a recovery healing buff.
Over time.
That's a slightly different effect. So its passive skill will give you a heal boost plus 30%, which will further increase the usability of the heal. And it has a resist slow effect. So all those annoying Aqualings and their slow will no longer affect you.
Yay!
And it does have a level 5 slow. So you can also slow the enemies as well. So right now it is equipped on the main character that you get because everyone has access to them, so it's easier to test them out. So I will be selecting the new event quest and no helper. Okay, so here we are in the quest. These things die a little bit too quickly to actually... Oh, there we go.
See, there's a slow right there.
The enemy has been slowed. And I will also get hit later. Oh, look. They both got slowed again. So that slow is actually pretty useful. It's very fast.
Makes it easier to run away from the enemies, especially in a big mob.
And then it's... Oops. Okay, so now I can demonstrate the heal right now. Oh, it heals 100. And as you can see in the corner, if I do the heal again, my Garnet also gets 100 health because it is a party heal.
And we've done a little bit of research, and it seems like it's 20% heal of your attack. So the larger your attack, obviously, the better the heal is.
Yeah, so the heal plus 30% is slightly different based on because I think it's added on after the heal percentage is calculated. So on the main character whose attack is really low, its heal percentage was closer to 21%. But then on Garnet, who has a higher attack by about like 200 higher attack, the heal percentage instead was around 19%.
Right.
Oops, that was not what I meant to do. I was trying to heal again, but as you can see, I slowed people again. So the slow is very, very prevalent. So the percentage of slowing is pretty high.
Yeah.
And I also don't actually have anything.
So you have to realize that, yeah, it is a relatively expensive heal, but at the same time, we are using the main character
He's dead.
Is not that
strong
anyway. And then you have Garnet equipped with a
wooden sword. So I was not properly equipped for this quest, but that is the weapon. So as you could see, the heal was pretty effective. It heals both yourself and party members, along with a nearly 20% of your attack heal.
So, in my opinion, I think this fencer weapon is very good. It makes all fencers like significantly better because of their heal. Makes it a much better co-op character. So I would definitely say that the S+/S rating is very, very accurate. So now we're going to check out the mage weapon. The mage weapon, according to Famitsu, is SS ranked, and according to GameWith, it's S ranked.
So the passive skill on this one right now says no fatal blows at HP over 50%, but that's because it's not leveled up all the way. And if it's leveled up all the way, then it will have an HP over 30% instead of HP over 50%. And it also will have a disable, resist disable, which makes it so that it won't be which makes it so that your mage will not be affected by the seal effect that the burly
Birds.
birds have if you kill them while they're still underneath the ground.
So the action skill is Hypno Aroma, and it consumes 19 SP. It causes an area of effect damage, and it may cause a sleep state on the enemies.
And so this wand, this staff also has a effect of slow, which is level 5. That's the same level as the slow on the fencer weapon, so you can assume that it will probably slow around the same percentage. I will also be doing the event quest again, just because it's easy to enter.
And it's simple.
Okay, so here we are. There, that mob got slowed. Those two mobs got slowed. As you can see, the slow is pretty effective. Here is the action skill. That did nothing. I mean, it did damage, but it did not put them in the sleep state. Did that one work? Nope.
No.
Did that one work?
Nope.
Nope.
Yes. See, there's one on the floor sleeping. Right here. There's one on the floor sleeping. This
that
one
one's
right
sleeping.
So the sleep state is pretty cool. The only thing that I have to say about it is it doesn't seem that the attack is super high.
It also is 19 SP though, so it's
really
fairly cheap for a mage skill, because mages generally have like 50 SP or so for their attacking skill.
So it's a really cheap dodging skill. See, there's two asleep on the floor right now.
Oh yeah, they're both asleep. So it is pretty useful because it will put the... Oops, that was my bad.
So it will put the enemies to sleep. So it's really nice. It's really cute.
Oops, she said.
In any case, I think...
Okay, so that would be the mage weapon.
In my personal opinion, I think that the rating from Game With and Fanmitsu is a little bit high, just because most decent mages and high-ranked mages do have no fatal blows above 10% HP.
So having a no fatal blows on their weapon as well is a little bit redundant, so you don't get the extra added effect. Although for mages that don't have this, it's really good because then you can get no fatal blows. And since they're mages, they can heal themselves back up.
Right, and definitely...
I mean, it is very useful as a weapon because of the sleep state and the slow state, so you can inflict two different types of status effects on the enemy. So now we will be testing out the archer weapon.
Okay.
So his weapon skill is called Shield Vine. It will cost 27 SP, but a passive skill of the weapon itself is SP cost minus 10% if it's fully maxed. So after that, it will be a 24 SP cost for the weapon skill.
So what it does is it puts a barrier around the character using it, so similar to
Vivi Shield, Charlotte Shield.
And it only protects you from one attack. It's a pretty good active skill just because I don't think there are any archers out there that have a barrier right now.
The weapon skills passives, as stated before, has an SP consumption minus 10%, and another one would be disable poison so that you can't get poisoned by the enemy. So this weapon itself does have a poison effect, and it's a level 5, so it should poison the enemy fairly frequently. Yeah. So we will be doing the event quest yet again. Okay, so, whoops, that is not the right character. So here is the archer, and we will test out... Oh,
see, all of them got poisoned. That's really nice.
They already got poisoned. That one got poisoned as well.
The poison rate is really high.
Yeah. It is also a charge attack. Maybe that has some effect to it. I mean, the charge will hit the mob multiple times, as you can see.
Oh, look, all of them got poisoned. Poison for 30, too. That's really nice.
So here is the weapon skill, and there's the barrier. And let's go in and get hit once. See the barrier in action. Please explode. Oh, there we go.
And so you didn't get hurt at all.
The Famitsu rating is an S, and the Game With rating is an A.
I think these ratings are fairly accurate. It's an S class. I think the
Game with.
The game width is a little bit low. I mean, just because the percentage of poison that we see is really, really high.
And the barrier is, of course, super useful.
Yeah, and since archers are just super squishy, this makes the weapon like super nice for archers. So I think the game width rating is a little bit low, but hey.
I mean, like the SP consumption is fairly high, considering say like VV's like barrier only costs 12 SP.
That's true. But I mean, at the same time, none of the archers have a barrier, so hey, that's pretty good.
New buff for archers. Okay, and let's check out the lancers. So here is Dante, yet another.
Oh, I gotta hate Dante. He's so awful to fight in Vanguard.
Yeah. So here is the weapon.
It's rated A+ on Famitsu and S on Game With, which is a surprise because that's the first turnaround I've seen.
Mm-hmm. So its weapon skill will be Cosmos Dispel. It will consume 15 SP, and it will give you a buff that will increase the attack that you do to magic type creatures.
So those are Aqualings, Puppets, and Golems.
Its passive skills would be, when it's fully maxed, would be Shockbuster plus 50%, which will increase your damage against enemies that have been shocked by 50%. And it also has an action skill enhancement plus 5%. If you look at the top, it says that it has a level 5 shock. So it has a pretty high chance of shocking the enemy. So let us test it out. Okay, so here is the Lancer. Let's first do the skill. There it is. That was interesting. It doesn't show you any physical or visible signs of the buff.
And that's what happened when we were playing other characters too. They didn't have a physical sign of the buff.
So that's interesting. But yeah, so you don't see the buff.
But you'll be able to attack the Aqualing for a little bit higher than
So
normal.
right now I attacked it for 408, but I don't know when the buff expires, so
Neither
I can't.
do I. I think it's probably a 20-second buff.
Okay, I'll just run around for 20 seconds or so.
Attack the other things. Okay.
Ooh,
yeah.
144.
And there's the shock.
Yeah.
So shock is pretty likely.
And shock is really good on this weapon just because it has the shock buster, so your damage will increase by 50% against enemies that are in the shock state. But yeah, so the magic buster is actually quite strong. That buff, it changed my
144.
140-ish damage into 400 damage.
Right.
Which is actually really strong.
Which is what, like 3 times? 2.5 times?
2.5.
Yeah. So it makes it really strong and really nice.
And I can't really see anything, so I'll just be running around. Oops, I got hit anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so interesting. If this stage is just not well designed, as you can see that I do have that buff if I stand near the edges of the stage.
Oh, I see.
So that's a little glitch. Oops, I'm dead.
So in any case, in normal stages, you'd be able to see the actual
circle
underneath them.
Found a new bug.
Found a new bug.
But yeah, so that Lancer weapon, I feel like I would agree more with the game with rating, just because the shock is actually super frequent, and the attack plus 50% on shock will greatly increase your damage.
And as well as the magical biological systems attack buff, because that's great. That's like a 2.5 buff, and I didn't realize how large of a buff that is. So the Lancer weapon is much better than I originally thought. I originally thought the Lancer weapon was the worst of the batch, right?
Yeah, because it has the lowest rating on the Famitsu page.
Yeah, because on Famitsu, everything is about S, S+, SS even, and the Lancer's just an A+. But honestly, I would say it's probably an S ranked, equal to all the other weapons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for our second video coming out for the rest of the weapons from the Floral batch. Bye!